Well, that'll do for now. I've got it good and drenched. And yes, it's still smoking, and I know it should be dead out. I'm hiking right out there. I'm the only person here. This isn't shooting off flames or embers. So I'm going to go on my little hike to the jetty, and then we'll come back and make sure this is completely out if it's not. I drenched it really well and dumped my ice cubes from my cooler all over it, so we should be good. This really is an amazing thing if you think about it. There was nothing out here prior to 1970. And Robert Smithson flew over this in an airplane and decided this was the spot for his Spiral Jetty artwork. There's some talk in the Utah legislature about making this the official Utah work of art, and I don't see why they wouldn't. It's magnificent. And the thing is, it brings so many people out here so much joy. You saw all those people that were out here. They come and go constantly. Mostly in the summer, you know, spring. But it's been nice enough weather that people are still coming out. This man's been dead a long time. And the jetty is still here, bringing crowds. And right now, there's a truck pulling up. It's 10 a.m. I just cleaned up my camp. And I'm just starting out. And already there's someone here. The path down to the jetty is littered with volcanic rock, and this is what was used to build this structure. Here's our little pathway. There's a better path over there, but I kind of like walking through all of this amazing volcanic rock. It's incredible to look at. The different designs and shapes, and the holes, everything. It's just so cool. Look at that. We start running into sand. Now, construction crews were hired to actually do the work, but Robert Smithson designed and engineered it and put it in motion. It's his masterpiece. He has other artworks in other places in the world. Now, he wasn't just a Utah artist. He traveled the world looking for places to put his natural landmass artwork. Just nothing out here. This will give you an appreciation for the size of this thing. From up there by the truck, you can't really tell, but it's probably, I'd say, 10 feet across, width-wise. I'll have to look up the specs of how long this thing is, etc., and I'll throw them up on the screen right now. Ding! Here's the middle of the jetty, and we've walked this far. We're still in the, I guess, handle of the jetty. I don't know what this is. Some old lumber that's, who knows how long that's been there. It looks pretty worn by the lake. It was obviously used for some kind of structure. I want to peek at the ends of it. Yeah, it's definitely from something. There's another one over there. It's kind of scattered. Maybe it's from our mystery cabin. There's another piece there. Now, I'm not going to walk this in a spiral. I'll tell you a little secret. I know a shortcut. Bet you didn't think of that. Cut right across the middle. It's the kind of genius I am, Robert Smithson. I defeated your jetty by cutting right across it. This is the center of the Spiral Jetty, and we're going to stand right here. Dun dun dun. It goes over there and around there and around there and back around there and then back here, and then it ends where my feet are. And now I've just made you sick with my camera. It's incredible. I have a reverence for people who create things like this, who go against the grain, who don't come from the same mold as everybody else, because I can relate to them really well. And he left his mark for sure. He died doing what he loved, that's for sure. Okay, boys and girls, we are going to make the journey out to the Great Salt Lake. I can barely see the edge of it from here. For the journey, to give you a greater appreciation. Oh God. I switched to super view mode on my camera. There's a lot of crystallized salt. I guess that's how salt comes anyway, but what I mean is a lot of this is sand with it's just inundated with salt. And this is where the lake was, and it leaves behind these beautiful sparkling beds of salt. Still have a long way to go. Those people are already leaving. They weren't here 15 minutes. Guess they just had to get out of the house at 10 in the morning and come see the Spiral Jetty. Drive 2 hours from the freeway and stay 15 minutes. I don't get it. Whatever, more for me. It's like some alien planet. Now, if you're wondering about the famous Utah Salt Flats, way out that way, across the lake, almost to Nevada, we have made it to the shore of the lake, and it's not moving at all. It looks like a sea of glass. When it's windy, there are some nice waves that come up, but in fact, I think we will take this route and go out on that little peninsula to get a better view of the lake. Wow, look at that. Say what you will, I think it's a thing of beauty. Good thing my boots are waterproof. But I'm still going to avoid walking in it if I can. Salt is very corrosive. I am not going to put the GoPro in the Great Salt Lake. Do not want to destroy it with salt water. Isn't that amazing? 75 miles long. I'll put those specks up here too. We have two suns again. One in the sky and one in the water. Let's put our hand in the Great Salt Lake, shall we? Now if you were to taste that, it would be very salty. The only thing saltier than this, natural lake-wise, in the whole world is the Dead Sea. There are no fish. There are only brine shrimp. My friends used to scare me when we come out here in the summer and splash around and stomp around in it. That some of the chunks of mud in the bottom were dolphin poop. That the dolphins were known to eat people. And I never really bought into it, but there is no life in here except for the brine shrimp. I don't see anywhere we're at. Now we are past the jetty, and our vehicle is right about there, up on that. I don't know how well you can see in super view. Way out here there's some remnants of an old dock, and what that was is an oil drilling operation years ago. It's pretty cool to walk in there and check out the remnants of it. I love checking out ghost towns and things from the past that almost speak to us without speaking, you know? I don't know what this rusty colored goop is. I've not seen that before. Maybe it's dead brine shrimp. No idea. This water does not freeze. It's too salty. Okay, my friends. Let's head back to the car. We'll get our backpack, 22, and we'll go hiking up into these hills. Stay up there for quite a while. Have lunch up there eventually, and shoot some stuff. Be the redneck that I tend to be occasionally. I do have that side of me. Back towards the jetty. Back towards the car. Leaving the lady of the lake to herself.
That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
Here's another example of somebody's makeshift jetty. Pretty cool. Here's another one. It's neat. I think it's cool when people do that. When you're driving out along Interstate 80 from Utah to Nevada towards California and you go across the salt flats, you will see all kinds of messages along the side of the road written with rocks. Anything from so-and-so loves so-and-so to different pictures people draw, smiley faces, all kinds of stuff. Occasionally, someone plants an old Christmas tree, which is hilarious to see in the middle of all that salt. Okay. Here's where we started. That's the beginning of the jetty. I should call it the Spiral Jetty, but it's annoying to say that over and over. Because a jetty is more than... they're not all spiral. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Let's follow our path back to the car. And I'm being redundant. It's just saying stuff because I don't know what else to say. Well, people are starting to show up. I took a little nap while I recharged my camera. One of those dune buggies. Anyway, just grabbing the pack, and we're gonna make like a baby and head out. Go hike around. Walmart, $10. A little snug. They drive out, they take a picture of the jetty, they drive off. You really appreciate something if you don't spend time with it. Anyway. Oh, I lost my pick. God, here comes another one. It's time to go hiking. Here's what's left of the fire. That wood burned up really well. There's like hardly anything left. It's completely out. Well, there are 2 more cars and 2 of those dune buggy type things, whatever they're called. And it's not going to get less crowded from here. It's about noon. Just like I thought, they're all showing up now. It was kind of funny because one of those dune buggy things that pulled up was blasting that Teenage Dirtbag song. You know that song? It's from the 90s. I'm just a teenage dirtbag, baby. So I'm expecting, you know, someone younger to get out. 60-year-old man gets out of the car. He's just blasting it. He's by himself. Nobody's riding with him. Whatever floats your boat, dude. Yes, if you still think you're a teenage dirtbag and you've got a gray goatee, good for you. Just don't go hitting on teenage girls, creeper. Test fire. Works good. Put the safety on. This was a Christmas present from my mom several years ago. It's Marlin, I believe. I don't think it's a Ruger, it's a Marlin 22. So what you can see from camp that looks like the top of the hill is actually this flat part right here. And then continue on, it goes up even more. There's always another hill to climb. I think we're gonna head over that way though. Well, we've hiked from the base of that hillside over there all the way over here to this nice little area with a lot of rocks. This looks like a good place to settle. Here's our view. Spiral Jetty's way down there. Great Salt Lake, a lot of moisture in the air above it, a lot of haze. I'm just in this field of boulders. I'm gonna find a spot to sit down and chill for a little while. give you a little show and tell of what I have in my pack. Take these off first. My 22 shells. We got a little Bluetooth speaker. This is target practice. I brought some water, but some of these might be target practice too. Some wipes, just in case. Snacks. Let's see. Some more water. Lots of water. Don't want to get dehydrated. Got my cook pot and stove. Some hot cocoa. You might think I'm obsessed with hot cocoa, but I'm not. It's just a nice way to keep warm from the inside out. A little energy bar, a couple of them. Some chia gel. Beans in case I want that with my lunch. I'm not sure yet. Another water. And these are electrolyte tablets and my spork. I think right now I'm going to break half of one of these. These are supposed to go in 16 ounces of water. These are 10 ounces, so close enough. Effervescent. Get fizzing in there. And then for lunch, I have, this is a kind of a Mr. T-Max special, my friend Joe. Not sure about the beans yet, but there will be ramen and Spam single, gift of Mr. T-Max, and another gift of Mr. T-Max from Packet Gourmet, Ramen Rescue with roasted chicken. A little insert for your ramen to make it more filling and flavorful. As far as this goes, this tin contains, and I do have a windscreen it turns out, foil, little fire starters that I put in little Ziplocs, just in case, a first aid kit that I put together in an Altoids tin, and some hand warmers, just in case things don't go as planned. And then on me I have my multi-tool and of course camera equipment. So that's it. That's what I've got.
Years ago, on a cold, dark night, someone was killed beneath the town hall light. There were few at the scene, but they all agreed that the slayer who ran looked a lot like me. Now she walks these hills in a long black veil. She visits my grave when the night winds wave. scaffold was high, eternity near. She stood in the crowd and shed not a tear. But sometimes at night, when the cold wind moans in a long black veil, she cries over my bones. Now she walks these hills in a long black veil. She visits my grave when the night winds wail. Nobody knows, nobody sees, nobody knows but me. The judge said, son, what is your alibi? If you were somewhere
Well, I guess that's it.
else, then you
Wind kept blowing the target
don't
over.
have to die. I
So
spoke
weighted it down with a rock.
not a word,
That's what we got.
though it meant my
Hit her right
life.
square in the chin. It's not what I was aiming for. I was just hitting the can. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Looking for the ones that are only entry. I think I hit it 10 times. I think it holds 12 rounds, so I missed a couple times. Let's try some water. That should be fun. In fact,
Nobody knows.
going to be a little risky here.
Nobody knows.
Trying to film it up close and hope I don't blast my GoPro.
Nobody knows.
First an empty one.
Nobody sees.
If I can get it to stay there.
Nobody knows but me.
First I have to reload. Huh. If I didn't know any better, I'd say that bounced right off. Right there. There's no exit. And it certainly isn't in there. Maybe it's just not solid enough. Try one more time and then we'll switch to the full bottle. Yeah, it went through there, out there. It's just not leaving as impressive of a mark as the aluminum can. This probably will be an impressive sight. Still got some in there. No question I hit it that time. I blew the label clean off. Here's what it did. ripped it right open. Cool.
Stabbed her with my knife. Hang down your head, Tom Dooley. Hang down your head and cry. Hang down your head, Tom Dooley. Poor boy, you're gonna die. About this time tomorrow, I reckon where I'll be. I'd be in Tennessee. Hang down your head, Tom Dooley. Hang down your head and cry. Hang down your head, Tom Dooley. Poor boy, you're gone.
I'm just a teenage dirtbag baby. I'm just a teenage dirtbag baby. I'm just a teenage dirtbag baby.